Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Sutton Stracke responds to RHOBH critics amid backlash over her reunion antics. Season 14 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion aired its final episode on April 15, with the last of the three-part reunion. However, days later, Sutton Stracke felt the wrath of viewers. Sutton has been getting heat for turning her back on Garcel, seemingly prompting the actress to quit the show after 5 seasons. The duo's once close friendship is now broken, and we'll have to wait and see if it can be repaired. The Southern Belle initially ignored the ongoing backlash about her behavior over the past few weeks. However, she recently broke her silence and responded to harsh comments on her page. Angry RHOBH fans are not letting up on Sutton over how she treated Garcel at the reunion. The Southern Belle had restricted comments on her recent post amid ongoing backlash. She shared another photo with her son and allowed comments, assuming that the critics would let up. She was wrong. One commenter recounted the last few minutes of the reunion when the women were asked to share a memorable moment from the season. "Garcel chose to uplift you and your relationship with your mom," exclaimed an Instagram user. "Instead of taking this opportunity to uplift her back when she's down, you decided to choose to encourage and connect with Erica, the woman that put you down so badly all season." "Buy a tree, no. I said it was the biggest surprise," Sutton retorted. "Truly surprised that we weren't at our throats for once." Another Instagram user reasoned, "Garcel finally woke up and realized her friend wasn't really her ally when she needed her to be," adding that Sutton only wants Kyle's approval and support. Sutton responded to that comment with, "Untrue." Meanwhile, eagle-eyed viewers noticed that Garcel did a mass unfollowing of her RHOBH castmates. And in case you're wondering, yes, Sutton was included in that batch. It's hard to tell if she was following everyone at the start of the season, but we know she was following Kyle Richards, and that's no longer the case. Things have now turned sour between Garcel and the OG. She's also not following Erika Jayne, Dorit Kemsley, Bozoma St. John, or Sutton Stracke. The only RHOBH women in Garcel's good graces are Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly. Do you think Sutton and Garcel will be able to mend their broken friendship? Sound off in the comments below. Sutton Stracke has always had a way with words, whether it's through a perfectly timed eye roll, a couture comment, or a sip of rose and mid-argument. But after the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills Season 13 reunion aired, some fans weren't clinking their crystal over her behavior. Instead, they were raising eyebrows. Accusations flew on social media. Overdramatic, playing victim, too sensitive, and of course, the ever-reliable, "she needs to go." But Sutton, never one to back down from a confrontation, whether it's with Erika Jayne or an unexpected beef tartare, has finally responded to the criticism with her signature blend of grace, grit, and unapologetic honesty. In an exclusive and, let's be honest, fabulous statement posted to her Instagram, Sutton didn't just address the backlash. She turned it into a monologue worthy of a Bravo Emmy. "I'm not for everyone, and that's okay. Let's get one thing straight. Sutton Stracke knows she's not your average housewife. She's not throwing drinks, though she'll sip one dramatically. She's not flipping tables, but she might redecorate one mid-scene. And she's certainly not here to play pretend. Being on this show isn't about being perfect," Sutton writes in the caption of a photo where she's seated on a Louis XVI chair, dressed in a pink tulle gown and holding a crystal glass of Chardonnay like it's a sword. "It's about being real. And real isn't always pretty, darling." During the Season 13 reunion, Sutton found herself in the hot seat more often than not. Whether it was her tension with Kyle Richards or her awkward attempt to connect with newcomer Anne-Marie Wiley, fans and fellow housewives alike seemed to question her every move. But Sutton says the reunion was more emotionally taxing than viewers realized. "What y'all saw was a tiny slice of a very long, very intense day," she reveals. "It's easy to judge someone when you're sitting at home in pajamas with a glass of wine, Try doing it in Spanx under hot lights while being told you're too sensitive. It's like emotional gymnastics. The tequila incident that launched 1,000 memes. Let's not forget the now infamous tequila moment, a dramatic scene where Sutton grew visibly upset after being excluded from a tasting that seemed orchestrated to spotlight Kathy Hilton's luxury tequila brand again. Sutton stormed off in tears, sparking yet another round of online criticism. But Sutton says there was more going on behind those tears than tequila. People think I was crying over not getting a drink. Please, I've got tequila in my house older than some of these arguments, she writes. It wasn't about alcohol, it was about feeling dismissed, feeling unheard, and when you've spent your whole life being told to hush up and smile, that kind of exclusion cuts deep. Her take on the other ladies. While Sutton remains cordial in public, her statement doesn't shy away from subtle digs, delivered with the kind of southern politeness that makes them even sharper. I think some of the ladies forget we're not filming Gone Girl. We're filming Real Housewives. So maybe take the dramatics down a notch and the empathy up a notch, she says with what we imagine was a perfectly raised brow. As for her infamous back and forth with Kyle Richards, Sutton doesn't hold back. I care about Kyle, I do. But caring doesn't mean agreeing. Sometimes I think she confuses friendship with obedience. And I've never been good at following rules I didn't write. Ouch. I'm not going anywhere. Despite the calls for her to be put on pause or recast entirely, Sutton seems unfazed. In fact, she leans into the criticism like it's part of her skincare routine. I've read the comments, she admits. I see the DMs. Some of them are creative. One person called me a dramatized houseplant with a shopping addiction. Honestly, that one made me laugh. But the thing is, I'd rather be a dramatic houseplant than a plastic one. At least I'm alive. And as for rumors, she might be stepping back from RHOBH after the tough reunion. Not a chance, she says. You don't leave the table just because the dinner party gets messy, especially when you are the dinner party. Fans speak out. And not all of them are haters. Not everyone's sharpening pitchforks. Many fans have come to Sutton's defense, praising her vulnerability, her quirkiness, and yes, even her tears. She's the only one on the show who actually feels anything, one Twitter user wrote. The rest of them are Botox and bitterness. Another posted, Sutton might be a little dramatic, but she's also one of the most genuine. I'll take 1,000 awkward Sutton stares over one more fake friendship arc. Sutton's response clearly resonated. Within hours, her post had racked up over 70,000 likes and thousands of supportive comments. What's next for Sutton? If Sutton Stracke has proven anything in her time on RHOBH, it's that she's nothing if not resilient. She's faced public scrutiny, passive-aggressive insults, and literal physical collapse. Remember that scary episode at the Parisian boutique? And yet, she still shows up, in channel, no less. Life doesn't always come with a script, she concludes in her statement. And when the cameras are rolling, you see it all. The tears, the laughter, the awkward pauses. I own all of it. I am all of it. And I'm not editing myself to fit into someone else's narrative. As for her final word to the critics, with a wink, she writes, Honey, if I'm too much, go find less. Cue the dramatic Bravo music. Because love her or loathe her, Sutton Stracke knows how to keep the diamonds sparkling and the drama rolling.